Hello and welcome to Mickeyology, where we take Disney a little too seriously. I'm Austin Rathel. When Pixar released the teaser trailer for their upcoming movie Cars, they introduced moviegoers to a strange new character, a rusty tow truck with a snorty laugh and big buck teeth. This character was unique, and not just because of his look. He was an amalgam of 4 real people, each of whom contributed a different aspect of his look and personality. And these 4 inspirations combined to create a character that is now an icon, beloved by children and adults alike. Here are the 4 inspirations behind everyone's favorite tow truck, Mater. Pixar decided to make a movie about cars in 1998. The story evolved until eventually a race car became the protagonist. In 2001, director John Lasseter and his team visited NASCAR racetracks around the country to study racing. When Lasseter visited Lowe's Motor Speedway in Charlotte, North Carolina, he learned about a section of the infield where die-hard racing fans congregated. It was called Redneck Hill, and the so-called mayor of Redneck Hill offered Lasseter a beer as he introduced himself, and he said his name was Mater.
So now, how'd you get that name?
Well, when I was a little fella, I was raised up on the farm, and if I wasn't eating a tomato, I was throwing them at the hogs and just terrorizing everything I could.
Lasseter loved the name, and he wanted to use it in the movie. The team had been planning on introducing a truck character named Zeb in the film, but Lasseter decided it would be better to name this character Mater, so he asked the real Mater, whose real name is Douglas Keever, if they could use his nickname in the film. And Keever said yes. Pixar's Mater would need more than a unique name, of course. He would need a personality to go with it. The team continued their research by studying America's highways, and they fell in love with Route 66. They went on a tour across the old road, and along the way they met a man named Dean Walker, a Kansas native who showed the animators a unique trick. He could turn both of his feet backward. Even more fascinating than that were the stories that he told them about a mysterious ghost light that would appear at night on a nearby road from time to time. The animators decided to give both of these quirks to their character of Mater. Not only would Mater tell the story of a ghost light, but he would do his own version of Walker's feet trick. Mater would drive backwards. During their travels, the Pixar team also found time to laugh. Co-writer/co-director Joe Ranft brought along a set of Billy Bob teeth on the trip, and he would wear them in photos. These teeth started out as a road trip gag, but they eventually became part of Mater's look. And that's not the only thing that Ranft brought to the character. One day, while the team was traveling through Galena, Kansas, they came upon 2 old trucks parked near the side of a building. One of them was an old tow truck, and it captivated Joe Ranft. He wanted to make it a character in the movie. The reason was simple. A tow truck, by its very nature, is built to help others. And that was the spirit that the team wanted to give to their character of Mater. Ranft would continue to develop Mater throughout production, and he even gave the character its first voice. He would pop in the old Billy Bob teeth and record scratch dialogue for Mater as they were developing his scenes. Less than a year before the film's release, Joe Ranft suddenly died in a traffic accident. He would never live to see the finished film, but his impact on the project was immeasurable. So much so that Pixar dedicated the film to his memory. The scratch dialogue that animators record for a character is only a placeholder. Voice actors record the final version of the dialogue. To give Mater's dialogue the lovable redneck spirit that they were hoping for, Pixar approached blue-collar comedian Daniel Whitney, aka Larry the Cable Guy. He would be the official voice of Mater. When John Lasseter heard Whitney's first recording session, he was not disappointed.
I went out there and John Lasseter came up to me, gave me a big hug, and he goes, "Man, you're so funny, blah, blah, blah." So he goes, "This is the scene where Mater just shows up on the screen and he says, hello." So I look at the script. I was just me. I wasn't trying to be anybody but me on stage. This is me. And I remember looking at it and I just went, "Hey, my name's Mater. Like tomato without the tuh." And I look at John Lasseter and he goes, "That's it. That's my tow truck." Oh man. I don't hear from Pixar for 7 months. I call my manager and I go, "What happened to that cartoon we were doing, man? I haven't heard anything from them. Did they not like it?" He goes, "No, they loved it." He goes, they're rewriting it put more Mater in it."
When Cars finally debuted in 2006, Mater proved to be as popular with audiences as he'd been with the animators. That may be why John Lasseter said, "More than any other character that we've created at Pixar, I'm probably proudest of Mater." Mater went on to become the protagonist of Cars 2, star in a series of short films, and get his own ride in Disney's California Adventure. The character is still popular almost 20 years later. So there you have it. Those are the 4 inspirations for Mater. If you'd like to learn more about the history behind the movie Cars, be sure to click the link to my video about the history behind the movie. Please let me know in the comments which Disney characters or movies you would like me to analyze next, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss another video. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.